For Crema Media's Polity, I'm Sane Dlamini. Researcher and analyst Professor Raymond Suttner joins me for Suttner's View, a weekly commentary on South Africa's political scene. Welcome, Professor.
Thank you.
DA leader Maiman said President Cyril Ramaphosa has tap danced around the issue of land reform during his 100 days in office. Do you feel the same?
You know, the ANC of Ramaphosa, because the ANC I think is very divided, may not have wanted to have a resolution about expropriation of land because you can already do it under the Constitution. So he doesn't want to get involved in a process of trying to get 75% support for changing a constitution which already allows for expropriation. So if that's tap dancing, it's part of what he has to do in order to deal with the different constituencies in the ANC, some of which don't support him or may support him, or he has to neutralize them. So what he says, we will have expropriation without compensation, but we're first going to see whether we can do it under the Constitution. Now the truth is they can do it under the Constitution. You can, if it's in the public interest, you can expropriate, and the value that you attach to the property, the compensation, can be a small amount, it can actually be zero. And the thing is, the last 14 years, they have, is it 24 years? 24 years, they haven't tested this properly. Now, it's convenient to call that tap dancing, but he presumably understands that Cyril Ramaphosa has to work within an organization that is divided, and he's achieved a lot in that period.
But is it even fair to make this 100 days in office an issue, especially looking at the kind of issues that Ramaphosa inherited when he took over?
I don't think it's an issue. I think what they're doing is they're following American type politics where you look at 100 days. Personally, I don't usually get involved in that type of thing, but I think it is interesting how much has changed since Ramaphosa has become president of the ANC, not just of the country. Even before he was president of the country, people got a sense of what was going to happen, and people started to behave differently. But you can also see that the changes are uneven. For example, in the Estina dairy farm project, they've just thrown out the asset forfeiture units case, and you get the impression that these people were so used to doing what Zuma wanted that they've lost their skills capacity, or if they ever had that, so that he has to rebuild a number of institutions. They've been doing this with state-owned enterprises, the Hawks, a number of others, and it hasn't yet happened in the NPA. And that's why I think we're seeing these mess-ups in cases against the Guptas.
So Raymond, as a political analyst, would you agree with the Business Day column which praised him for a rapid replacement of the leadership in the SOEs, where most of the risk, as they say, to the economy and the roads was centered?
Yes, I would agree, but I don't know all the people myself, so I can't say. I think they needed to be replaced. Whether the people in every case are the right people is not for me to judge. I have a lot of confidence in the judgment of Gordhan and Ramaphosa on things like this. I think they are not interested in stealing from the state, and they are interested in cleaning up, but I don't know the details. I'm not on the board of these SOEs.
But if you look at the KZN killings that are still continuing now, what do you think Ramaphosa is doing enough to make sure that that is dealt with?
You know, you've got a situation where the police force has been police service has been run down, and it's got within it a lot of people who've got criminal records. They're gradually uncovering who these people are, and they're very arrogant. Some of them wouldn't answer questions in the Murani Commission in KZN. So he has to act through other people, and Bheki Cele seems to be keen to clean up. So I can't say whether enough is being done. I don't know what else could have been done.
Where do you think it should be focusing as we are approaching the elections?
Well, I think that at this point in time, you can't really say that he should focus on a vision for making democracy flourish and things like this. His first priority now is to restore legality, restore regularity, and clean government. Because if all the money goes away, you can't have transformation. So I think what he is focusing on now is what he must focus on now. And debates about the future, which I myself have been advancing, are not the first priority of someone in Ramaphosa's position.
And we know that since President Ramaphosa took over, the Democratic Alliance as the opposition party has been like compromised. They really don't know how to tackle him because of what the Zuma had done. So it was easy for them to tackle the ANC and maybe win some voters. So now they are dealing also with their internal affairs. And last weekend, we've also heard of a split that is looming within the party.
Split?
Yes. Do you think that if this really happens, it will impact the DA negatively at the polls?
Well, the DA seems to be in disarray, and the DA, as you say, has got stuck in a particular way of relating to the state president because of what they learnt from Zuma's period, but it's not applicable to Ramaphosa. It's not to say that Ramaphosa has got everything clear in his mind or no skeletons in his cupboard. I don't know. The question really is there an alternative to what they're doing? In my opinion, the DA really needs to applaud when the right thing is being done, show itself to be supportive. In a number of countries, the opposition is referred to as the loyal opposition. And there can be problems with that, but it should be loyal to the country, and if he's doing things that help the country, they should support that. But they are in a difficult situation following the victories in the 2016 elections. Everything has gone wrong since Ramaphosa has come there, in the sense that the script that they spoke from doesn't apply. The same goes for the EFF, and the EFF has got very, very aggressive in many situations, and that to me is a result of their script no longer being applicable.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you.
That was Professor Raymond Suttner speaking to Creamer Media's Polity about 100 days of Ramaphosa leadership.